Hey YouTubers and gamers, I'm back. And that's a moaning cat. Shut up, Eddie. I'm doing a video. Yes, it's another pickup video. It's been a while since I last done one. I thought I'd follow James Retro Import Gamer's example and do it outside, even though there's a bit of distraction from a certain cat. She's been fed and everything and got water. She's just having a moan off like they do, which is what we're doing, I think, because it's been blooming hot. I think we're all melting in a heat wave, aren't we? So I'm in the garden. I thought I'll do the pickups here. The videos, I mean, the stuff I've got, some of it's been well over a few months ago. I got some quite a few imports to show as well, and some hardware and bits. But as always, shall we start off with sweat going in my eyes. We'll start off with vinyl of the month. I've got a picture disc sample soundtrack. It's just got two songs, The Mandalorian and Grogu, and a song called Shikari on side B, which is a two-sided picture disc from the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, which my family and I went to and we enjoy. Some people don't like the new Star Wars stuff, but the Mandalorian TV series has been exception to all in terms of being really good, and I think I don't know why you wouldn't like it really, because even the Grogu, even though he's cute, he's not over cute. It's not like Jar Jar Binks level. It's more real, and there's a good sense of humour in there as well. So yeah, I recommend that movie, and if you get a chance to see it in 3D like we did, do take it up because it's quite cool. Other bits. Got some bits from Vinted. I've actually been saying a lot on Vinted. My wife and daughter have been saying clothes, and they sort of talked me into saying some stuff I had in suitcases in the shed, which I was just storing until they gained more in value. And instead of going to CX or somewhere and getting 1/3 of the value, I've just been saying stuff for, I think it's a fair price, just under eBay prices. And yeah, sold a lot of stuff actually. Also done listings on eBay, which has become easier these days with the AI tools, and with all the delivery options and everything you have these days. It's so much easier than having to go down the post office and pay over the top postage, because nowadays the buyers can pay the postage for various couriers, and near me I've got all the pickup points and everything within spitting distance, so I can take them whatever time it suits me and my family really, because my wife and daughter still sell stuff, so it's quite convenient. We do our rounds and drop them off at our various pickup points or collect bits if we bought stuff. And so yeah, so we've got some good deals anyway on Vinted. First I've got this Evercade EXPR grip, so you can hold the Evercade EXP in like Tarte mode. These grips are usually not very cheap on Amazon. They usually go for about 20 quid, but I've got this one for 10. It's a grey one, but that's quite useful. Talk of the Evercade, I haven't got it to show, but I did pick one, the Evercade Alpha. I was holding out for a while, in case I bought a Neo Geo type one, but I bit burnt and bought the Mega Man Capcom one because I prefer the games to that. I mean, the Street Fighter one's cool, but it's mostly just fighters. Whereas the Mega Man one is a bit of variety, including Final Fight, which is one of my favourite Capcom games, so I've kind of had to have that one. So yeah, I've got that upstairs in the bedroom, so I did manage to find room for that. So I have to go physical now, haven't we? Sony's made that decision for us in the sense that, you know, we've got to treasure our current physicals, and to be honest, I'm not that too bothered by Sony's decision in the sense that it's disappointing that some of my favourite AAA games like God of War and things like that, or Resident Evil, will be future games will be digital only. That will be disappointing. In honesty, we all got so many games to play as it is in our back catalogues. It'd be a nice excuse to stop buying and spend more time playing. So that's what I intend to do really. So yeah, the PS5 will be my last PlayStation console, and I probably will get a Switch 2 in the end. I was holding out for a special version, but we'll just have to see, so that see what happens with those things. It's not that many Switch 2 games, it's just a few of the exclusives I would be after, but I'm no rush for that anyway. Hardware. Also, I've got here an Xbox replica. It's called the Duchess. It's obviously with sort of like Halo translucent green shell for Xbox Mini controller. It's compatible with Xbox and also USB PC gaming and so forth. I got that really cheap in CX. I think that's about £30 mark. Got this again from Vinted, all complete, relatively like new condition. It was 80 quid, so it's just above the original retail price. But these aren't cheap or easy to get hold of, and it still was in like new condition inside. So yeah, Astrobot. I've just started playing that. I just need to get back into it, but I haven't been busy the past week. My daughter played most of it and she liked it, but she gave up when she got to a certain boss level. But I'm going to persevere with it. Okay, some retro bits on a PC engine. Got a PC, what's it, a Super CD or whatever they call it, CD-ROM of Red Alert. This is a really good top-down. What's the best way of comparing it? Top-down shooter. I guess it's like Ikari Warriors kind of thing, I suppose. But it's supposed to be really good storyline and everything else, really. So yeah, quite desirable. Got that. Can't remember what I paid for it, but it was under the going price. Also from Pixel Heart Games, I got finally they released Andro Dunas on a Neo Geo CD. It's good to have that on a Neo Geo CD. I do have. I think I had a sort of repro of that from before, but it's nice to have the original. This was in the cash converter, so it's only about a tenner, maybe less than that. It's on the 2600 original classic combat game. Everyone played this in a day. It's simple, good, honest two-player fun, that is. So yeah, I just had it on cart before, but to see a box complete copy for under a tenner, it's hard to say no, isn't it? Okay. Talk of Evercade. Got the Neo Geo Arcade Volume 4 collection. I don't need to say any more of that. That's a must buy for everybody. And also from Strictly Limited, they was having a half price sale on stuff. And so I got this on a Mega Drive. It's a Darius Extra version. So this is a version of Darius that you never got to see on the Mega Drive. So it's good to have that. I know there's a version. Is it Darius 1 or Darius 2 on Sagaya on Master System, which I do own. So, but to have it on a Mega Drive, cool. Okay, got some import PS2 games. That's all fun. I had finished collecting for PS2, but there's a few other titles I was tempted to get. Okay, on the fighters, we've got the Art of Fighting Anthology. It's got the first Art of Fighting 2, and Art of Fighting: The Path of the Warrior. So 3 complete Art of Fighting games, all in one disc. So yeah, I was quite happy to have that. That's not actually an import, that's just an uncommon PAL game, but not one I had. But I have got some imports here to show you. I've gone through those books of mine, and there's a few I sort of jotted down as good to have. So one is a shooter called Shooting Love Tri-Zeal. I do have this as part of a collection. I can't remember if it's on the 360 or the Wii. But I do have Tri-Zeal already, but I have it on the PS2. Quite cool, got that from eBay. I can't remember what I paid for a lot of these games. they weren't a huge amount of money, but they weren't cheap either. So it's probably between the 50 and £70 mark. Also, we got Afterburner 2. This is I don't know if it's identical to a Sega Saturn version or not, but we did get this on the PlayStation, so it's nice to have an updated graphics arcadey type version of Afterburner 2, so that's really cool to have. Obviously it only plays on Japanese PS2s. Also in terms of shooters, we've got Chaos Field New Order. That's a very beautiful radiant silver gun looking type game. And also we've got Radigy Precious, which is more like cartoony type graphics. Again, a bullet hell. Is that actually made by Cave? It's that sort of, it's still the act genre, but I don't know if it's made by Cave or not. Probably not. What else do we have? Oh, also on the PS2, Japanese import. I don't think I've shown this before. Picked up at the beginning of the year when we went on holiday to the south coast. We stopped off in Wantage, and it's quite a bad little market town, Wantage. And there was a retro gaming shop. I can't remember what it's called now for the life of me, but I think it's actually moved location. But anyway, it had this Gun Survivor 3 Dino Crisis with a G-Con. I had the standalone game of this, which I think is a PowerCon game, but it didn't come packed with the gun power territory. So to get the Japanese one in all minty complete condition, it's really clean inside, as a lot of Japanese games are. I think it was just over £100 mark, so I just thought that's a beautiful thing to have, really. Okay, what shall we do now? We'll do the Switch, shall we? Okay. Some of these games I just picked up because I had CEX credits. So we've got Mario vs Donkey Kong, Octopath Traveler 0. I noticed that some of these Switch games are starting to creep up in price. You would have thought they'd be going down in price, but they're not. So I'm trying to get ones that will be less common ones before they get expensive. Star Wars Heritage Pack, 7 classic games. Now, some of these games you do have to download, but the cartridge, it works like a game key for those few other games. But there's some games already on it. Ones that I think you download are like Star Wars Unleashed and the 2 Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic type games. The rest on here, like Star Wars Republic Commander, Star Wars Racer, and Jedi Knight 1 and 2. I think they're actually on the cartridge. But you just put them in your machine and you just download them, no problem. And it's cheaper than buying a limited run version of Star Wars Unleashed and the 2 Knights of the Old Republic games, because they go for a lot of money each, a lot of money, over £60 each. So I got this for £15 off Vinted, so I thought I'd be good to myself and get those. This had been pre-ordered on Strictly Limited for about 3 years, I think it was, and it's the Ray's Arcade Chronology, so it's all the Ray Storm games and stuff like that. So I've been waiting forever for this to come out on a PAL release. I think it had a Japanese release over a year ago or whatever. So it's been taking forever to come over Dark Games, but it finally got released, and I also have that somewhere on the PS4 or PS5, I think it is. Okay, one game which I had to get from the Nintendo Switch Direct store, because that's the only place that's still got it in stock, and so I paid retail for it, is Pikmin 1 and 2. This game is getting pricey and very uncommon to get hold of, guys, so if you've got this on your hit list or wish list, get it from a Nintendo store before they sell out, because it's not cheap. It's not cheap at all. Okay. A shooter from Strictly Limited, which I got on a part for half price deal. Cider Reloaded. I think this was released on the PS5, but they're sold out of that, so I've got the Switch version. I do have this on the box set for PS5, but also a new port of Sonic Wings Reunion. So it's like a slightly updated graphics. I think a lot of people say this, so that this isn't as good as the original, but still it's nice to have on modern systems. I do like the Sonic movies games. Akai Katana Shin, the nice bullet hell. It's basically red katana, red sword. This is the PAL European copy. I do have this on a Japanese copy, but that's what PAL copy was so cheap. I thought, yeah, why not? Metroid Prime Beyond, Metroid Prime 4, yet to pay it. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, the arcade classics. I got this on import. A lot of these fighting game collections on Capcom and Marvel, I am getting the Japanese versions, so I'm trying to be consistent with that. I know some of them that have been released in PAL territories or in America, but I'm just trying to be consistent with those, so I'm just getting the Japanese versions. Right, talk of limited run, I don't really buy games from limited run directly anymore, because A, you take forever, you pre-order, you have to pay expensive shipping, and it's always top whack prices, so I first find that if you wait until VGP get it, you get cheaper exchange rate with a Canadian dollar, you get free shipping, and often the games get all reduced, so if you're patient, VGP is the best place to get those games. So many of these games here, where have I got them? So I've got Shantae Advanced Whiskey Revolution, so these are the Game Boy Advance games of Shantae. Star Wars Bounty Hunter. This is Japanese Raiden Fighters Remix Collection. Got a Raiden, haven't we? Star Wars Episode 1 Jedi Power Battles. I hope this plays better than the PS1. It would look the same as PS1, but I just hope it plays better because it's so clunky on the PS1 it was. Okay, we've got Capcom Fighting Collection 2. Japanese. We also got Raiden Nova. Yeah, got these two. I love the Pseudo 57. I love the games that developer's done. So, No More Heroes. We had them on a Wii and a PS3. So, so we've got No More Heroes 1 and 2 physical on the Switch. And this game. Dads and Lads Gaming, Marcus, he picked this up recently as well. It's I think it's sold up from PlayAsia, unfortunately, so I had to pay a little bit more to get it off eBay, so it weren't cheap. It was about just over £100, but it would have been cheaper if I got it from PlayAsia when it had it in stock. But it's the Castle of Shikigami trilogy. I had a second game in the series which I'm going to resell, and you can get the third, but this is the only way of getting the first Castle of Shikigami game in the physical format. It's part of this box set, and this comes with a booklet and a CD soundtrack. So this is going to be a highly collectible Japanese import on the Switch. So if you like your bullet hells, do get that, guys, before sooner than later. Okay, right, let's turn to PS5 now on a VR2. There's been quite a few interesting imports. Firstly, on PAL releases, we've got this from Vintage again for about 15. No Man's Sky with PSVR copy. And then PAL, let's see what else we got here. Right, we got those with stickers, new and sealed. Is it Acria Aura Special Edition? It's a Japanese modern take on a fast-paced, addictive arcade shooting experience. So it comes with stickers and everything else, so that's all sealed. And also we've got a PAL copy of The Wanderer. too sure what that's about. But it's not a cheap game. I think I got that for about £28 when it was reduced slightly. Okay, from Free GP I got on the PSVR 2. We got Red Matter. Obviously, this was it a PS3 game? I think it was. And Red Matter 2. And we got Street Limited's iRobot. Again, I think that's quite a cool shooter. And then we've got a few of these import exclusives. So we've got Sayu VR. So I think that's loads of like sort of like a destructive world where you can craft and build and destroy things in VR. We've got Kayak VR Mirage. We've got Humanity. And this was released on the PSVR 1 on the PS4, but they re-released it as a double pack with a sort of another game. So we've got Pixel Ripped Dots double pack, which is Pixel Ripped 78 and 95. So it's 2 games in one. Right. Okay. PS5. We're getting there, guys. Let's make sure the battery hasn't died. No, and the system hasn't packed up the heat yet. It's good. So we got Once Upon a Katamari. I'm surprised it's got a power release. It tends to be American exclusive. This game we got off Vinted quite cheap. It's a Perk Games series. It's called Lumi Eyes. The animation style is very sort of Tim Burton-esque. That's what I was drawn into it. Horror game, Numata, another Perp Games. If it's Perp Games, I won't automatically buy it, but I will look at it. I may seriously consider it. We've got a shooter from, this is another Red Art Games, Feeble Light. A lot of people have got this, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. Ninja Gaiden, I should say. Okay, this is a more interesting King Kong movie game. It's a bit like you don't control King Kong. You control a guy who's trying to survive a city that's been savaged by King Kong and other monsters. So looks interesting. The gameplay. It's one of the better Kong games by the looks of it. I think the last one was pretty mediocre, but that one, being a King Kong and Godzilla fan, I have to get those games. Alright, I got this off Vinted quite a good price. I think it was about £28. It's the Monty box set of Horizon Forbidden West Special Edition with steelbook and art book and all sorts. Got this quite cheap from Amazon, all new and still Bitmap Bureau collection. So it's got Xeno Crisis, Final Vendetta and Battle EXE or Battle X. Okay, I went to a CX in Southend of all places, and someone must have traded a lot of PS5 games. Whether or not they fell off the back of a lawyer, I don't know, but they had them quite reasonably priced. A lot of these lot of games they held on the PS5 they had. I mean, normally I noticed recently in my local CX that PS5 games were really expensive, but in that one they had a lot of these sort of indie titles which I never heard of before, which were about between £6 and £12. So I picked a lot of them up. So we've got a Konami game here, Super Crazy Rhythm Castle. It being Konami, I tend to have to pick it up. They don't, they don't make that many games anymore. And then we've got this is new though. I didn't get this from CX. System Shock 2. I had the first one. I had to have that. Classic PC game. This is an unusual box set. Hellboy, Web of a Weird. Sort of animation type cartoony style. Not one you see out and about, so I had to get that off eBay. I didn't pay through a nose for it, but it's not a uncommon game. Okay, imports on the PS5. We got Earth Defense Force 6. This is like an Asian copy that plays in English. See, I think it's got Chinese and English languages. and stuff. So I can't remember if that's Chinese or what. I think it is. Okay. Leave that all Korean. But be so careful with PS5 games from Japan, because they don't often always have English language. Here we have another shooter of import, Chaos. Another Bullet Hell. UK copy of Red Art Games. Some Sonic Wings box set, so just paid a little bit extra for that. Doesn't take up too much space. These days, if it's a box set, if it's small, I might get it. Right, a nice double set of 2 classic PS1 games, well, PC and PS1 games. They've got Hexen and for Heretic. Really good. I think they're sort of like Doom sort of style shooting type games. That's it. You know, that sort of third party one, third person perspective. I mean, sequel to Scott Pilgrim. We've got Scott Pilgrim EX from PGP. I just on the Switch, Riding Nova and Riding Fighters Remix. Okay, this is a sort of a raunchy Saturn shooter game that's been ported over to PS5. It's Steam Hearts Advanced VG, so it's Steam Hearts and Advanced Variable GOST, so it's 2 games in one on PS5 import. Okay, VGP had a restock of these 2 titles. Tomba 1 and Tomba 2, so these are like the updated ports of it, new updated graphics of the 2 PS1 games, which is really expensive. You get a PS1 games, you probably won't get much change from 300 for both titles, whereas these 2 I managed to get from VGP for 50 quid in total for 2 games, so I thought that was a bad, cheap way of doing it. The Gradius collection, a must own, and the PS5 port of the Star Wars Jedi Power Battles, which, like I said, is probably a bit meh, but it being Star Wars, I have to have it. Okay, the Red Art shooters, Siberia 3. The first Siberia, is that on PS2 or something? I can't remember now. I've got Siberia 2 at least. Another system. Okay, last but not least, PS4 games. Right, I got these games. One's new and sealed, which I got quite cheap. Street Fighter 6 with the ventricular sleeve. And these 2 sleeves I got as part of a bundle, so they were literally about 5 each as sleeves. A ventricular sleeve for Devil May Cry 5 and Street Fighter 5, so I just got another copies of the games to go inside those. Cheap, 5 each. Disguise 7. This game they had in that same CEX in Southend. It was, I think it was about £25 price, which is a cheap price for it because it can go for double that easily on eBay. It's for Jack Park's Party Pack on the PS4, so it's like little mini games collection. Quite uncommon and quite an expensive PS4 title normally, so I thought I'd pick that up. A nice little art book sleeve copy of Team Sonic Racing. The Sonic Racing games are superb. Okay, I've got complete of Vinted, I think it was Vinted, the Elder Scrolls Skyrim Anniversary Edition, which has got the proper Anniversary Edition disc and the map and everything else. Quite an uncommon game to get, really. Elder Scrolls Skyrim easy to get, but to get the actual Anniversary Edition on the physical on the PS4, it's not as easy as you think. So if you see that, they sometimes have them in CX, but it may not be the Anniversary disc. It has to be the Anniversary disc inside it. If it's not, then you're just paying for a uncommon cover. Okay, this game easy to see on PS5, PS4 not so common at all. It is Atomfall. It's about a post-nuclear survival game based in England, so quite interesting premise. And we've got the Shantae Advanced Collection. I had this on the Switch, on the PS5, PS4 rather. And Gal Guardians Demon Purge. I do have a few other Gal Guardians game on the Vita, I think. Akai Katana Shin, talked about that before. Okay, SNK vs Capcom SV Chaos. Pixel enough game. Yeah, got this finally. This is again a game getting harder to find physically. Okay, new from Amazon, R-Type Tactics 1 and 2 Cosmos. The Raise Chronology collection on the PS4, we talked about that before, from Strictly Limited. Another uncommon game, it's Kingdom Hearts package, so it's two PS4 games bundled together as the same package again. Hard to get, hard to see, so the one to get while you can. On the PSVR 1, Japanese import Homestar VR, I think it's only about 3 or 4 games I need to get on the PSVR 1. Again, Japanese import ones, which aren't that cheap sometimes. Okay. Right, Ace Attorney Investigation Collection. Again, this is like the English language version from Korea, I think. No, it's got Chinese language and English on the back. So yeah, again, not an easy game to come across. Dead or Alive Extreme 3 Scarlet. I think that's got a sort of PSVR compatible mode inside it. Kino Fighters Collection 2000, limited one from 3GP. Again, this game's got them off eBay. I think it's about 50 quid. It's for Kino Fighters Collection, the Orochi Saga. A really good collection of Kino Fighters games from 94 up to 98. Wide Nova, had to have. Right, another Dead Alive collection. Venus Vacation Prism. Got there in the end. Again, this has got PSVR mode or something in it, I believe. Okay. Right, we got SD Gundam Battle Alliance. Again, this is the English language version. Okay, House of the Dead 2 remake. This you can get it on PS5 in PAL territories and the Switch and the Xbox, but to get it on PS4, you can't get it in PAL, but you can get a Japanese import one, which is what I got here. So yeah, I have to have that on PS4 as well. We got Mega Man Star Force Legacy Collection. The Japanese import, that one. But it's got English in it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's got English in it. Yeah, I remember putting a disc in it and it just loads it all up in English, so that's quite handy. Capcom Fighting Collection 2. Marvel vs Capcom Fighting Collection. And last but not least, a couple of point and click classic games. We have Sam & Max Save the World. VGP these came from, Sam & Max Beyond Time and Space. So yeah, so despite being mostly all new modern system games, there's quite a few old games being reported out there, so maybe that's what will happen with a lot of games in the future. Maybe we'll get more re-releases of digital games on physical media that way in the future. Who knows what the future may hold? It all depends if people have CD factories who are able to make the discs and so forth, or PS4 or PS5, which it's doubtful because I think Sony's closing their main factory for PS5 production at least, but whether or not they'll license it so other third-party factories can make them in the future, we'll just have to see. Anyway guys, that's all for now. Hope you're all doing well, and if you like me, you're melting a little bit, but I'm sure we'll get through it. We shouldn't complain. It'll be raining soon enough, probably, and we'll have a good moan about that. Anyway, take care. Until next time. Bye.